Yeah, it's the kid, 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 it's the kid. So, a few things to discuss. A few things. We're gonna have to talk about Messi. We have to bring that up because we have to talk about that hat trick. We're going to talk about Liverpool foregoing the Premier League title because they decided that they don't want to win the title this season. So why that's happened, I have no idea. And we have to talk about the Kepa situation. City are on a quadruple. In case you were not wondering, or in case you did not know, trying to be on a flipping quadruple. So those are really the main biggest talking points
Champions League
that we're really going to have here. And then we may talk a little bit about the Champions League, just be able to reaction to the Champions League games, because I don't think we reacted to this week's Champions League in Hangout form. So let's start off first with
Champions.
Let's start off first with actually, you know what? I'll leave Messi to last because I think that's a bigger discussion. Liverpool flopping. So I just want a very simple assessment here. This was a very simple assessment. With that draw against a depleted United side that had injuries and played like crap, have Liverpool finally choked on winning the Premier League title? Let me start with that here. How do you assess Liverpool's title challenges right now? And be real, please be real. Please be real. Please be real.
But let me start off by saying we absolutely flopped today. It was a dreadful performance. The second half, especially the second half. Obviously, the draw sent us back on top, but to be fair, it was a missed opportunity because, like you touched on earlier, Manchester United had several injuries during the game. Even Martial and Matic didn't make the game from the beginning, so it was a great chance to sort of go 3 points clear. But you asked the question, have we choked? I think it's too early to say that. I think we're 1 point clear and there's 11 games to go. But I'm worried. I'm really worried with the way we're playing lately. The goals have dried up just at the wrong time for us as well. So I mean, it remains to be seen how we respond to this. But I am definitely concerned.
Daniel, how do you assess things now? Please be real.
It's a long. We're still all up 11 games.
Stop waffling. I need to be real. Be real.
I'm keeping the faith. I'm keeping the faith.
That's good.
What?
I'm keeping the faith. Like today, we were absolutely poor. Like the only people that can say the only people that can hold their heads up high is Matip, Alisson, Van Dijk, Robertson, and Fabinho. The rest of them were just poor, fam. I don't want to see. I don't want to see. From now on to the end of this season, I don't want to see Henderson in that midfield. Like he's not good enough. I've never gone in on Henderson, but he's bang average. A bang average midfielder.
He's your captain. Have some respect.
He's bang average though.
He wasn't why we.
Sometimes you have to call a spade a spade. And
he played well versus Bayern.
Huh?
He played well versus Bayern.
He played well against Bayern, but he's bang average. He's bang average. He's not well. If we want to go places, he's not the right person to lead us.
Yeah, I just want to add, it was really strange not to see Arnold and Keita in the team.
Yeah, Naby. This was a game for Naby Keita.
That's true. That is true. But no. But again, before I go to the other people, I want to just talk to obviously you two guys, since you're Liverpool fans. Yeah. Why was the performance so bad? Because again, this is what I actually tried to sort out in my post-match. So I'll go back to Dahir, then I'll go back to Dan. So for Dahir, can you please explain to me what has gone wrong? Is Klopp to blame? Are the players to blame? Is it the system? Liverpool seems to have lost their mojo at the worst time possible. So who is to blame?
I believe it's the system. I think when we were playing 4-2-3-1, it was a lot easier for us to create and to score goals. Today, you saw, for example, we had a lot of possession, but we didn't even create anything because we were lacking that creativity in midfield. You know, the spark that Naby Keita gave us in the last few weeks, you could see that was missing today. And I think if we can go back to a 4-2-3-1, maybe it will improve. Klopp isn't really so much to blame, but the substitutions maybe once or twice, but I think today he didn't really do much wrong other than maybe start Henderson. But I think we need to change our formation again, and the front.
So, because you're blaming the system then.
Yeah, the system.
Okay, all right, Daniel. Who is to blame?
I think Klopp, because he should have, like, the midfield three that I would have gone for is Fabinho. Our best midfield is Fabinho, Gini, and Naby Keita. Henderson and Milner do not have no business in that midfield when those three are fit. That's our best, and Klopp decided to change it for Henderson. Henderson shouldn't have started that game. Naby should have.
I just want to say though, that said though, United.
And
they were
we have to give Man United credit. They defended well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let me bring in Barca to this. So Barca, have Liverpool flopped for the title, or do you still think that there's a chance?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes, we can hear you.
Can you repeat the question?
All right. Have Liverpool flopped for the title after their draw against United, or do you still think they have a chance of winning the title?
I mean, I think they flopped, but again, they still have a chance. Very historic team, and I'm happy because again, I got to see one of the best two teams in the EPL play. So yeah, I think it's a flop though, because and they flopped it at the start of the game against West Ham.
Okay. All right. Forward. Have Liverpool flopped, or do they still have a chance? Please keep it real. If it's not real, I can't deal with it. Continue.
Yeah, I mean, look, let's be real. Their bums are going. First and foremost, me, you, and everybody in the hangout will not get those 90 minutes back. Those were a terrible 90 minutes of football.
Yeah.
Onto the actual game itself. Tactically, I think Klopp got a few things wrong. Playing Henderson. I know Henderson had a great game against Bayern Munich as a DM, but he didn't need to play him and Fabinho. That was very defensive of him, and especially when you're playing Milner at right back, because Man United were offering you a lot of width on that right hand side, and Salah wasn't offering combination play. Now, while Milner had all that space, he wasn't whipping in any good balls or making anything happen with all the space that he was given. So I feel like Trent would have made a lot better use of that. But as I said, I feel like, we're how many weeks away from that, the real title race, where like it's 3 or 4 weeks to go, and the bums are already going. So you're only going to face more teams like this, which are going to park the bus and force you to really make the game happen. So if you're struggling now, just imagine how it's going to be in 3 or 4 weeks. So yeah, they're bottling it right now. Let's see how Man City do, but yeah, it's not looking good for Liverpool.
Hazem.
Yeah, I watched the first few minutes of the game, then I switched it off. I mean, the quality of football in the Premier League, my goodness.
Easy.
Yeah, what's it called? So, yeah, I mean, Liverpool, they bottled it. Sorry, I've been saying this, City are walking this league. They just know Liverpool are going to bottle this at some point, and they just keep on focusing on their own matches. So, yeah, it's City's league. Obviously, they have West Ham next in midweek, which is going to be tough, but I think they'll get through. And obviously, mentally, that Schalke game gave them a really big push mentally for the rest of the season to show that even in the worst situations they're in, they can get back, even with 10 men. So I think mentally they're prepared. Physically, everyone's looking good. And I think City are winning this league. And Liverpool definitely bottled it. You have to be winning this game.
All right, Juju man, be real. Keep it real. And I know you always keep it real, so please keep it real for us, man.
First of all, I was shocked Liverpool lost drop points, because I expected them to win this game, because I didn't even bother watching, because I was like, this is easy game for Liverpool. And the one problem with Liverpool is their style of play. I said it at the beginning of the season. I don't expect the team to play with high intensity from September to May. It's difficult. That's why City's playing style favors them. Playing style favors them to come on top during the league. As for the league, they didn't bottle it yet. They're still on top, and so it's not bad. And the one thing with Liverpool, I said it when they were eliminated by Wolves. They're putting unnecessary pressure on themselves. At least win another trophy, even though it's not a big. Everyone knows the APL is the big trophy for Liverpool, but at least win another one. So, worst comes to us, you won a trophy, but being eliminated by Wolves is just unnecessary pressure. Like when City already have one trophy, so I mean, worst comes to us, they'll still have a trophy at the end of the season. So that was another problem. And Keita, I don't know why club doesn't trust Keita. I thought he was good against Bayern Munich, and the other thing is I don't know. I think they need creative players because it looks like I don't know. There's no one like creating chances. Like, so that's another problem. And
So are they done? Tell me, are Liverpool done, or are they still in the title race?
they're still in the
Oh,
they're still in the title race.
That psychology piece of.
No, they're still in the title because the problem is it's just too much pressure now because they don't. I mean, after they eliminated by Bayern, I mean, that's the real pressure. Now. I mean, it's just they put themselves in a horrible situation.
So you still think that and then the title race?
Yeah, they're still in. It's not.
All right, okay.
Yeah, they're still in.
Kadeem.
So I fell asleep.
Wow.
And I'm now totally awake. Like I slept so long, and I was shocked about United, how they played from at home, and I was.
They had injuries. So
Yeah, but I was.
The hand was forced.
I was awake up until I think Firmino got subbed off. I think then I fell asleep. And I must say I was surprised that Klopp didn't like Henderson. It was like I was surprised that Henderson played, and also that Milner did play, because I think Trent and Keita would bring much more creativity from the midfield and flanks. And because United was basically parking the bus, and I was like surprised first of all that United parked the bus because everybody was hyping them up, and I was really angry about myself that I watched the match, because it was time ago I said like I will never ever watch a United match again, and like today I didn't.
So okay, so Bob, so do you believe Liverpool are still in the title race, or you think it's over? They flopped.
I mean,
it's yes or no, baby. It's yes or no.
Yeah, of course we're in the title race, of course.
No. All right. Okay. Machine. All right. I think it was Marcus. Red. Title
yeah, no.
Yes or no?
Of course, they're winning the title, HH. I don't know what you're talking about.
God.
They are winning the title. They're in the first. You guys are talking as if they're like 4 points. They're in first. They're a point ahead. And also Klopp, I see what he did today. See, it bothered me that he was a bit conservative, because I felt that he knew that if he risks for the 3 points and loses, then they're tied on points with City. And then at that point,
see, Red. That's where I've got to stop you. That's where I've got to stop you.
Let's go, HH. Tell me what's your response?
My response to that is no Martial. Lingard came on. He got subbed off again.
Yep.
All of their substitutions. Rashford was injured in the game, so he was pretty much a non-entity. So United were pretty much effectively playing with 9.5 outside players. Wait, I'll give the floor. Based on that situation, there is no reason whatsoever that Liverpool should have gone for the jugular and attacked and won that game, because these are the pivotal moments. Because in that moment, you bring on a Keita, you play with much more intensity. Say no, United were bad. They were disheveled. The injuries they were having, because you just saw that those injuries messed with their flow. They made 3 substitutions in the first half, so they could not make any more subs. It was handed on a plate for Liverpool to say, "Let's go all out and literally put this defense," because they played with a striker that's not even fully fit. So how easy does it have to be for you? All right, back to you.
Yeah, see, so I see your point, HH, but at the same time, United's defense has been solid. Lindelof has been on fire since Ole took over. So imagine if you Klopp would have risked it, and then United's biggest asset is their counterattack. They still have Rashford, Lukaku, and Pogba, which are a threat at any moment in time. So with that being said, imagine if Liverpool really committed, got punished on the counter, and then United just shut up shop. It would have been awful, because at that point City and Liverpool would have been tied on points, and I would have said the league is over, because there's no way Liverpool is going to be able to outscore City. So to have that 1 point lead, it is crucial. In HH, this is Liverpool's worst run of form this season, and they've only drawn 4 times. That's it. Once in the Champions League and 3 in the league. That's it. They haven't lost yet, so this team is tough to beat. They're past the toughest teams. All they have left now are Spurs, and Chelsea, which
And
I think they can
Anfield.
get. Yeah, and they're both at home, so Liverpool definitely still are favorites for the league. I feel like, of course, it's not guaranteed. That they're playing the league on hard mode right now, but they still have a big chance to win it. Like I believe they'll go the whole way. I think they're gonna do it.
Okay.
Wait, since everyone's spoken, can I ask to hear one quick question?
Yeah, go for it, bro.
Where was Mohamed Salah?
Hey, you see, Ford.
yeah,
No, easy.
That's a good
Ford.
question. That's a
You-
good question.
You took the words. That was exactly where I was going. So I don't know whether it's like
Ah.
a Nigerian wavelength thing or something. That's exactly where I was going.
Like
We
you were
have
missing like a private number.
Easy. We have to have a discussion about Salah. I
Okay.
believe that we have to have a discussion about Salah because again, this is yet another big game in which he hasn't shown up. So this is the big question I want to ask, and this is for anybody to answer: is Mohamed Jeremiah Salah limited as a footballer?
Can I
Everyone,
say this?
all footballers
Can
are
I-
limited. What do you mean by that?
HH,
All
I
fo-
don't think he's
Can I-
limited.
can
What
I-
do you mean?
Isn't limited. Neymar isn't limited.
He is.
Who isn't
Neymar doesn't defend well. He's limited in that
Oh,
sense.
come on. Limited in an attacking sense, obviously.
Yeah, no,
In attacking sense, even Neymar's
Salah
limited.
is limited.
So
Neymar's
what?
not limited attacking wise.
Okay.
Neymar's limited.
see,
Yeah.
HH,
His
this is
movement isn't as good as other players.
see,
I
HH.
think
This
Yeah,
is why.
okay. I'll go to Red. Okay, Red, go.
And see, HH, this is the problem with calling every player world class after a couple of good months. Because
Thank you.
Mohamed Salah, by his standards, he's doing really well. He's like this season, but because people hyped him up so highly, now that he's doing just okay, he's open to criticism. Right, so that's I feel like we should stop overhyping these players after they do.
Okay. So you're saying that he shouldn't have been called world class after his season last season?
Oh, I've said
yeah.
this multiple times, HH. I don't think you can't. He had a world class season. Kadeem said that in a hangout previously, but that doesn't mean he's automatically world class. That's why consistency is important for players to do this over multiple seasons, so they can be reliable.
Isn't he like
Can I-
top
can I say
scorer?
something?
Isn't he the top scorer of the EPL right now?
Okay, wait, HH, can I see
Yeah.
something?
Wait. Let's go on. Okay, wait, machine chill. Let me go. So I want to go to the Liverpool boys. So that are here.
Oh man.
Based on what you've been saying, is Salah limited as a player?
Nah, I don't think he's limited as a player. I think we're overreacting here because, yeah, obviously Salah hasn't played as well as he should have against United.
In a lot of the big games, I mean, apart from the Napoli
and
game,
most
a lot of the big games
that-
don't
that
show
is-
up.
That is true. But you have to remember, it goes back to the system that I was saying. I mean, when he was playing as a striker, I don't think he had one bad game. So I think it's a case of opposition players now doubling up on him and just limiting the spaces. So you might be right. He might be limited, but I'm not going to be like, oh, he's a liability or this or that. I think he's still the Premier League's top scorer, joint top scorer actually with Sergio Aguero. He has a fair amount of assists as well, but obviously today he was poor. And Mane as well was shocking as well. But nothing
Right.
said about Sadio Mane.
Can I say something?
Like Mane, oh my gosh, I've got so much to say about him, fam.
Can I just say one thing on Salah quickly?
Okay.
Yeah, I just think with him, obviously he is still the top scorer, and yeah, I think he is still a world class player, I guess, based on what he's done. But I think the main issue he has is yes, he's got one of the best off the ball movement in Europe's top 5 leagues. I feel he's very good. He's a very good finisher, but he struggles against teams that sit inside the deep bucket. And again, he's also struggling against teams obviously in the top 6. He's not scored a single goal against teams in the top 6 this season. So yeah, it's a struggle for him. I think he benefits from being in a team that creates a lot of chances, and he can always benefit from that with his pace and movement. But other than that, I think when he's not on top form, he really struggles to have an impact on the game.
I think the only big game he
So
had.
Can I say something?
wait, let me go to Barca because Barca said Barca.
Okay. So my thing, HH, is for me, Salah is not to me a world-class player. Although he's playing for a historic world-class team, 5 Champions Leagues and 18 EPLs, he is not a world-class player at the moment. You know what I'm trying to say? Because for me, I just feel like he still has more to show to me. You see?
So okay. So after what he did last season, you wouldn't have called him a world-class player last season?
I would have just said he's playing for one of the best teams in the EPL. I mean, actually, the second best team in the EPL, and I would have said he still needs to prove to me. Maybe give him 5 or 6 years to see if he's really a quality player, and then we can.
Five or
5 or 6 years? What the
Yo,
hell?
yo. Let me just
Because-
interrupt you. Let me just
Wait. Let him finish. Let him land.
So
That's a career.
I think 5 or 6 years. After 5 or 6 years, then maybe we can call him world class.
Okay, no,
Then the guy in your Avi isn't world class. Ronaldinho.
Okay, Daniel.
Bro,
Daniel,
don't bring Ronaldinho.
you guys
He
chill.
carried Barcelona
Whatever
with
you're
one hand
smoking,
to an
who said
05
that?
final. Yeah, he carried Barcelona.
Okay, wait.
05.
In that case, Ronaldinho only peaked for 2 years.
He was a one-man
Barca.
team, and he carried us, bro, to the
Barca.
Champions League.
For 2 years.
Guys, I'm gonna say
Let's not bring in Ronaldinho, please, guys, please.
I won.
Okay,
we won the
Daniel,
Champions
Daniel.
League with Dino.
Barca, whatever you're smoking, I want some. For you to
All right.
say that he's not world class, you're
Look.
smoking.
Okay,
Show
look,
me
Daniel,
5
answer.
seasons.
Okay,
Show me
answer
5
the
or 6
question.
seasons.
Look, Daniel, answer the question. So two things. So Salah, is he limited? And have your piece on Mane. So you said you want to talk about Mane. So just
Like,
briefly, because I'm about to move on.
I don't think Salah is limited, but like he's just going through a bad patch. Every top player goes through bad patches. This isn't an abnormal. Everyone goes through bad patches, and Salah's going through some. He'll come back. And as for Mane, like he's hot and cold. Like the problem. This is a guy that you like to big up, Sadio Mane.
Oh, I do.
Yep.
I don't think he's world class. I don't think Mane is a world class player. You know why? Because he's hot and cold. 1 minute, yeah, one game, yeah, he'll go on like a great patch where he's scoring goals, dominating play, and then he'll go for like a couple of months, yeah, another couple of games, and going missing. Like he's very inconsistent.
Oh, no, okay, Daniel, Daniel, that's fair. But where was Salah against Leicester? Where was Salah against West Ham? Where was Salah against Bayern?
That
Where was
comes down
Salah
to
in the
form,
games
though.
today?
That
These were
comes
all
down to
very
form.
key games.
Players have their on and off forms as well. So
Where was Mane against Man U today?
God.
What trophy has
many-
Salah
Can I
won?
just-
What
can I
trophy has
just,
Salah won?
Can I speak?
Wait. Hazem.
My goodness, how can you guys say Salah's not world class? This guy is literally the
Obviously
reason
world
Liverpool
class,
are in the title race. How many times has he scored decisive goals? How many times has he saved Liverpool? How many
How
times?
many titles does he have?
Just because of a few games that he's not been performing lastly, he's still performed in so many big games and gained so many big points. And obviously, he got them to the final last season. And now he's the 17 goals and 7 assists this season. So sorry, you can't say he's not world class. He's proven to be not only one season wonder, as everyone called him. Now he's having an amazing season, winning decisive points for Liverpool. Even in Champions League, he got them out the group against Napoli, among others. Just because of a few games against United and I don't know who, it doesn't matter. He's still world class. It's retarded not to call him world class.
Now, H, let me just respond to that. First of all, Salah isn't the reason why they're in the title race. It's a team effort.
He's a big reason.
Because he's
Lemland.
Sorry, because you can't say that Alisson being in the team isn't a big reason why. Van Dijk, the purchase of Van Dijk last February, Fabinho has been solid. Honestly, I'm mostly impressed by Wijnaldum. Wijnaldum has been unbelievable. Like I think Wijnaldum. Genie. The point is the guy is unbelievable, and this it's a whole team. It's not just Mo Salah. You can't just say it's almost Salah. He's great. He's been doing well, but to call him world class and the team is only being carried by him, that's false. That's
Okay. Machine.
Okay, so I think we should be holding Salah's feet to the fire. I think it should be Klopp that we should be talking about. Because if he manages to fumble this Premier League, he's got to have a nickname. He's got to be Jurgen almost Klopp.
Whoa.
He's got a knack for looking like he's going through the finish line and then at the very end flopping. But Salah to me looks absolutely like a world-class player. You only have to look at him for 2 seconds to determine that. And rising up to these sort of big matches. That's the kind of thing you do with experience and with many years, like sort of grinding through these leagues.
Mm-hmm.
And then it becomes, it doesn't become a boogeyman anymore. It becomes easier for players to perform. And Salah just doesn't have that experience yet.
Okay, all right. Now, do we all know about this Kepa situation?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So everyone knows. So again,
Yeah.
in case no one knows, which is crazy. So Man City of course beat Chelsea in the Carabao Cup on penalties, but in the second half of extra time, Chelsea wanted to make a substitution, bring on Caballero for Kepa, similar to what Louis van Gaal did at the World Cup, where he brought on Krul for Silicin because he felt that Caballero was a better keeper in a shootout than Kepa. But Kepa, thinking that he was being brought up because they thought he was injured, said, "No, I'm not injured." But it seems as if Sarri and Zola were adamant on wanting to bring him on despite his injury. And now people have now said this is player power and so forth, so forth. Terry and Adam on UFF have said that, my gosh, Chelsea have been rotting from the inside. Chelsea are evil, blah, 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 blah. So all that's lovely stuff. So the thing here is this. What do you think should be done with Kepa? Is he truly in this situation? And does this combine with the player power situation at Chelsea? Let me start with Barca.
Okay, thank you so much, HH. He's a former player of La Liga, the best league in the world. And I'm just so happy. As we all know, Kepa is a great goalkeeper. He showed in Bilbao, and I'm just so sad that this is happening to him. I think for Kepa, because in Bilbao they should have taught him self-discipline. Like they should have had classes, like school seminars, self-discipline on the pitch. And I
Okay,
don't
okay.
think,
So you don't blame him. You just think that it's a case of him being young and not really being professional enough and mature enough.
yeah, he's the same age as me, 18. So I mean not 19, sorry, but he's 18. But again, I
He's
think
23, by the way, but yeah.
oh he is. Oh, okay, sorry.
Okay,
Wow.
so you just revealed your age right there. That's interesting. So
Okay. So sorry, bro. Sorry.
okay. So okay, let me move on to the Dahir. Where
I
do you
didn't
stand
finish
on
my
this
point yet,
matter?
but okay.
Man, watching it live, it was such a strange.
It was. It's
yeah,
no. Before you finish, it literally was one of the weirdest, craziest things I've seen in a football game. Hence why I found it hilarious. I'm sorry, I found it funny.
Yep.
But carry on.
I just wanna say, obviously after the game, Sarri said that it was a misunderstanding. To try and cover up the magnitude of what just happened, but in reality, Kepa tried to be the hero. He tried to shake off the injury. Apparently, he had a cramp, and you could just see by the animation of Sarri and Zola in the touchline, like Caballero was ready to come on, and you can't just do that. I think it was very, very unprofessional on his teammates. And what it showed was obviously the fact that Aspilicueta as the captain should have spoken to him.
Yes.
Said something about it. I think it was just ill-disciplined by Kepa because let's not forget, Caballero did play for Manchester City not too long ago, and he would have probably second-guessed these Manchester City players in the shootout. So, and psychologically also that affected Kepa in the shootout. You could see he nearly saved the Aguero penalty, but he just fumbled underneath him. So you just knew. I think everybody watching knew the moment he did that it was going to affect him. And I think the very least Chelsea should do is fine him, maybe drop him for the next game, and that's about it. Because obviously you don't want to, make the situation worse. I mean,
Yeah, I agree.
It didn't have a big a deal. All right, Daniel.
I just feel like I think he should be fined. He should be fined, but like at the same time, he should be fined and he should be dropped, and he should be given a telling off, and then that's it.
Oh, so you don't think he should be sacked, sold, beaten?
No, he shouldn't. He should just be fined, and he should be dropped, and he should be given a telling off, and that's it.
All right. Forward.
Wow, I mean, I was really enjoying the game. Obviously, haven't seen my team get slapped by Bournemouth, City, United in recent weeks. So it's good to see us actually being a competitive game. So yeah, and I mean, there's a lot of things there's a lot of ways to unwrap the situation, and I think Adair made a lot of good points. So one thing I want to harp on rather is it's more the leadership quality in our team and the
Yeah.
lack of it, at least in Aspilicueta. And I feel like what was a problem
No,
was
so let's very briefly.
Hmm.
He's Spanish. They're both from the same freaking region.
exactly.
So it's like, okay, carry on.
Like for me, it was just shocking that he, as the captain, was basically moving like a sideman. He was just there sitting in his right back position and not even focusing on anything that was happening when there was a 3-minute conversation between his goalkeeper, who's Spanish, and the manager. And even David Luiz was there having a conversation with Kepa, but he seemed to not be able to convince him otherwise. Maybe there was some miscommunication about whether he was actually injured or not, or it was meant to be a tactical sub, but they couldn't maybe somehow articulate to adapt to him in any way. So disappointing. And again, for me, I just feel like with the whole situation around the pressure on him, people have this kind of this player power narrative flowing about. That's only going to get worse. So I felt very bad for Sarri that none of the players were able to step up to the mark and tell Kepa to get off the pitch for him, because clearly he wasn't getting off. And although I commend Kepa for doing that in the sense that he shows confidence as a young keeper, you have to listen to your manager and take a knee at that point. And also, most importantly, if you're going to be a bad man on the pitch, you better make the saves in the penalty shootout. And I mean, he made the one save, but before that, he was absolutely horrible on that Aguero save. I mean, it was horrible. So all in all, I was happy with the performance. I'm disappointed by that situation. He did apologize. I hope he gets a fine, because he needs to see a fine for that. But I mean, why should we drop him? That's only going to hurt us for our next game, which is Tottenham. We're going to need him against Tottenham. So yeah, I wouldn't drop him.
All right, Hazem.
Yeah, first of all, if it's true, obviously, because Sarri obviously came out with the comments about the injury and all that. I think he was injured, but then he just decided not to come off, and that angered Sarri because he already had Caballero prepared. But if it's true that he refused Sarri, that's unacceptable. Like, I've never seen that in my life. That
Tevez, Mancini for Man City.
Mancini,
yeah. Okay,
Even Messi one time versus Eibar as well.
Yeah, but you know,
yeah. That's true.
I still wouldn't tolerate that. You can't just refuse the coach's decision. That's just, and Tevez and Messi, they're already elites in the club. They're the team, one of the team leaders. He's a young guy. You can't be doing that. And sorry, he has to be dropped from Chelsea completely. He never. That's not possible. You can't.
So wait, let me just ask Hazan this question. I'm not saying I disagree with you, but that's not the point I'm coming from. I'm saying if you were in charge, so whether you were Sarri or let's say Marino, you would enforce the rule that he should be dropped knowing our next game is Spurs, considering all the implications going into that with the pressure on Sarri and our league position as well.
What? Can you talk?
You would run that risk. So would you run the risk of dropping him before a big game like Tottenham, which if we lose is going to impact our top four challenges?
Yeah, I'll drop him because it's too toxic for the dressing room. It's
toxic.
It's too toxic. If you keep him there, all the players will start doing the same. It'll be a circus. It's too much. No. He needs to be dropped as an example, at least until next season.
I mean, okay, whoa. Okay, so this is where I got to come in. So fair enough that let me comment on this. So again, fair enough that Hazem thinks that's by your own means, but again, not that I disagree with that, but again, it's easy for us to say that as like the Monday night quarterback from the seat, right? We're just watching it from our own seat at home. When you're in the hot seat and you actually have to manage a football club and you need to get the best results for them because it's your job, you can't afford to be dropping a guy over. Yes, a call on a pitch, yes, it's embarrassing, but the game, if we lose on Wednesday, you guys don't know how bad it is as a Chelsea fan to lose to Tottenham at home. That's embarrassing. That's nigh on sackable alone. So we can't afford to be dropping for the situation. Yes, you should apologize. Yes, you should pay a fine. You should have public apology in front of the entire playing staff. But no, we shouldn't drop him for an entire season.
I don't think Caballero would do a much worse job than Kepa.
Oh no, Caballero played the last game versus Tottenham, which was the first time we lost to them in 23 years.
Yeah, that's true.
And he was horrible.
Caballero is a.
I think if they sort out the defense, they're fine.
No. Did you see Caballero at the World Cup? Did you see
Caballero is number 2 at best. He's a backup.
I know, but Kepa hasn't been amazing.
Jujuman,
Kepa has been very good. I don't know what you're talking about.
No.
Wait. For the Kepa situation, I would have, if I was Chelsea, I would have released him. He's never playing for Chelsea again after that. 100%. And as for what you say, the Tottenham, I don't care about the game against Tottenham. First of all, if you do not respect authority, you have no business playing there. Because that, I give Sarri credit because he handled the situation properly. He gave Kepa a second chance by coming up with the excuse that it was a misunderstanding. It wasn't a misunderstanding. He clearly disobeyed the coach's instructions, and Sarri gave him a lifeline. He could have destroyed his image and reputation. So I mean, I think Sarri deserves credit. And as for Kepa, I mean, I don't know if they teach people in Spain to disrespect your elders, but that was unacceptable.
No.
You never
Yeah,
do
yeah.
that. You never. I don't
I
care.
see what you're
I don't
saying.
care. I don't care who you are, but you never do that because Willy Caballero. I see Sarri's reason for putting in Caballero because he was from Man City. He played for Man City, as someone said, and he could have done well in that penalty. So as for any Chelsea fan that's making an excuse for Kepa, I mean, this guy must probably costed you your only title for the season. So I mean,
Can I talk
Okay,
about?
okay,
That's
no,
all, yeah.
all right.
Let's talk about
And
Caballero.
Red.
Yeah, no, I feel like people are a little bit blowing this out of proportion because I actually checked out Kepa's Instagram post where he explained the situation because he thought that apparently, well, and Sarri confirmed this, is because the doctors treated him for an injury and he was supposed to come off because they thought that he was injured,
No.
but then he was like, no, I'm fine,
Yeah.
I want to continue playing. I do agree with you, Juju man, that you should always listen to the coach, but like at the same time, maybe it's because he was having a really good game. He wanted to continue playing on.
Oh, sorry to interrupt you, Red, but
Yeah, go ahead.
It's an excuse. Like Sarri, because he was going to blow out of proportion, but Sarri came up with that excuse.
Yeah.
He clearly disobeyed. There's no misunderstanding. You saw Sarri's reaction. They can come up with the excuse they want, but we saw it ourselves. He clearly disobeyed. There's no excuse for that. Zero excuse for that.
Regardless, but I still think he should be fined. He already made a public apology, but they should not drop him because this guy's been really good for Chelsea.
Okay, he's a goalkeeper. He's no Messi. He's a goalkeeper. Get rid of him. Get rid of him.
Come on, man. Don't be. Wait, guys. We have to move on. We're running out of time. So, because again, I want to recap the Champions League. So our last topic before Champions League recap, Messi. Let's talk about Messi. Now, the thing about this is this. His hat-trick was an amazing hat-trick. For me, the best hat-trick of all time is still Rivaldo's hat-trick. That is, without a doubt, still the greatest hat-trick that has ever been scored in the history of the game. No argument. That's not an opinion. That's just a fact. But my thing is this. Because I put out a tweet and I said that, my gosh, Messi is carrying this team. And I have not seen this since, my God, maybe the days of Maradona and Napoli. I can't remember any situation a player has been carrying a team the way Messi has with Barcelona. And the funny thing about this is that when I said, look at what he did against Sevilla, people said, oh my gosh, it's only Sevilla. Who cares? It's only La Liga. I said, you realize that Sevilla would beat most teams in the Premier League. That's just a fact. So,
I said
and also the key thing, again, this is how ignorant people are. I watched the game. Sevilla, Messi beat Sevilla. Barcelona did not beat Sevilla. Messi did. Because Sevilla had those guys on the ropes. Barcelona were struggling against them. So it just shows you what crazy thing it is. So this is the thing about it. If Messi, put it this way, do you think Messi single-handedly, do you think he will be able to inspire Barcelona to a treble, or it's too much weight for him to carry Barca?
Okay, so for me, it's possible. It's possible. It all depends on if the
How possible?
Like fitness wise, and also like kind of like in form, like form wise. Like if every player is also pitching in with goals, it can really propel Messi to, because for me, I think he's the greatest one man player I've ever seen. Better than CR7, who literally flops when he's a one man and does nothing for his team when he's one man. So again, for me, I just feel like it's possible that he can do it, but I'm going to say I think he can get the league, and I'm going to say it's going to be the UCL. I have to say that is the main objective. I don't know about a Copa, but I think UCL and the league is.
So do you think he can inspire Barcelona to a treble this season? A treble?
It's possible. Yeah, it's possible.
All right. Okay. They're here.
Yeah, I think we saw obviously the importance that Messi has to Barcelona for many years now, and I think he is capable of inspiring them to a treble. However, there's only so much he can do. I mean, we've watched Barcelona for the last week, the last 2-3 weeks, they've looked very, very poor. I think the last time they performed really well.
Poor Messi.
Yeah, it was against Sevilla in the Copa del Rey. So I think you saw at the weekend that they can't just rely on. Otherwise, they won't win the Champions League like that. Also, they're missing Arthur, the Brazilian midfielder, who was playing really well for them during the season. So, as great as Messi is, I don't think it's going to be enough for Barcelona to win the Champions League if this continues.
Damn. All right. Daniel.
Yeah.
Can Messi inspire Barcelona to a flipping treble, bro?
Nah. He needs help.
So the goat can't do it by himself. So you're demeaning his powers as an individual.
Yeah, because like I'm not demeaning his power, but
Yes,
he
you
needs
are.
help. He's gonna need help. He's gonna need help by his team. He's gonna need help by like Suarez
do
needs
agree.
to step
do
up.
agree.
Hey, Barca,
Dembele,
I do agree.
Wait, guys, one at a time, because we can't hear people talk. Daniel, finish.
Yeah.
Like Arthur, like all these, like Suarez needs to step up. Dembele needs to step up. Everybody needs to step up if they want to win the treble.
Okay, all right. Forward.
You know what's interesting to me is I feel like Messi's declined a bit. I don't know what you guys.
Wait, why? Excuse me.
Oh no way.
So I mean, let me explain it. So I can
It's
assume,
true.
and
Yeah,
he's.
please
I feel
explain.
like he's more decisive. I feel like he has to take more of the reins because he's not playing obviously Iniesta and Xavi, but he's lost that extra yard of pace. I feel like it's easier to mark him out of the game, like we saw in the World Cup, like we've seen for Barcelona recently. I just feel like he's not that same guy, and then that's why it's also phenomenal that he's put up the numbers that he is, because he's not at his absolute best, but he's still dominating games for Barcelona, winning them games single-handedly. Now, is that enough to win Barcelona the UCL? I don't think it is, but you know what? Let's say if he does, then I feel like he has to be a horseman at that point. He has to be put on the same level as Messi and Pele, no matter, regardless of his World Cup exploits. Yes, I know as wild as it sounds, but I mean, look at Barcelona's team. I mean, Suarez has declined. We have Bricks in the back line.
Yeah.
Without Arthur in the midfield is horrible. So it would be amazing if he can do it, but I just don't think he has enough to do it. Especially at 31 years of age, it's a bit too much.
All right, Hasan.
Yeah. First of all, I don't think we can put what Messi is doing with Barcelona as much as a one-man team as Maradona, because Messi does have Suarez, who is performing in the league, and
he's not.
Suarez?
Actually. He's been a brick, bro.
No, in the league, I said.
He's been a brick in the league.
No.
Yeah,
He started off well in the league. Let's not.
He started off horribly, other than the hat-trick versus Real Madrid.
What are you talking about? He started off really
He's
well.
been horrible in the league this season.
No, he hasn't.
No, he played really well.
I'll let you finish your point.
Okay. Finish your point.
Yeah. So Maradona only had Careca with him, so he was really nearly a one-man team, and Napoli didn't win any league titles before that. And in terms of if he can win the treble, I don't think so. I think it's going to be the double with the Champions. He's going to win the Champions League, but not the Copa del Rey. I think Madrid's going through on that one. And that's it. I think he can win the double.
All right, Jujuman.
Fair enough.
With Messi, first of all, he's the best player ever, and second, I mean, based on his club performance, and the other thing is with Suarez. I think Suarez has been finished since 2015.
Whoa! Excuse me.
It's actually
true. He's been finished since the treble. So and what is it called? I agree with the forward. I think Messi has declined. Messi has declined a bit, but he'll still get a trophy this year. I'm thinking La Liga. He'll get La Liga, but I'm not sure about the rest because it's more of it with Barcelona. I think it's more of how the team performs. And Red once mentioned that the key with Barcelona that Madrid exposed in the El Clasico is Jordi Alba is the key. If you can stop his runs, that's the key to defeating. I mean, to causing problems with Barca, because that's the key with Barca. So with Messi, he's declined. He's declined, but he's still. I would say he's still the best in the world, but he's declined.
Okay. Kadim, can Messi inspire them to a treble?
With Messi, everything is possible.
Everything?
Yes. And of course, he isn't as pacey as back then, but he's still head and shoulders above the rest of football players. and it's a disgrace that he's not yet in the horseman category list.
Easy, come on, Kadim, don't bring that up, man. Come on, please.
Please, Double H, you longer you wait,
The
no,
bonus.
you will do
Wait,
it.
wait,
At the end of Messi's history, career, you will have to do it, and you can just as well do it now. And I will see it. I will see it. Like we'll do a 30 or 40 minutes video. Why it took so long for you to put Messi up there? But you can just as well do it now. Then you don't need to do that long of a video later.
I have a question. Is Hazard a horseman?
Basta, you don't have a question. You don't have a question because your question can wait. Machine, speak. And Machine, please be fair. Please be fair. I know you wouldn't be fair because you have that crazy Ava which you need to change, but please be fair in this conversation. Thank you.
Fair, but this is the main reason why I'm here in this hangout is to
Oh God! Wow, interesting.
balance, because
So I'm not even here to say hello.
no, it's a real shame because the guy is a decent system player, but it's because of games like this where the reaction is so shambolic and so over the top, and the praise is so completely unmeasured.
Okay. So, Machine, you're not. Wait, Machine. Just. So, you're not going to give credit to a guy scoring a volley with his left foot.
No, I'll give him
His
full
right
credit.
foot, top
Listen,
right-hand corner, and
it's a great hat trick. It's a great hat trick. I sent you a tweet of Ronaldo's hat trick against Sevilla, which is materially, objectively better.
He's a natural goal scorer. Come on.
He used to
Wait,
score
Basta, let me okay, finish your point.
he used to score hat tricks against Sevilla for breakfast. Nobody gave a shit. All of a sudden, Messi does it, and he's got the Ballon d'Or campaign on lock. It doesn't matter if Ronaldo goes on to win the Champions League with Juventus. People are going to ramble on about Tottenham, how he played well against an underpowered Tottenham team. And they're going to ramble on about this hat trick against Sevilla because he has to do 1/10 of what other players have to do to be in contention. I mean, this.
So in deduction, do you believe Messi can inspire Barcelona to a treble? Yes or no?
Yeah, and the other thing, sorry, do I believe you can inspire them to a treble? I don't think they're going to win the treble, no. And I don't think the way that you were selling it is as if Barcelona were Levante or something like this. Barcelona outspent Real Madrid by $500 million.
That doesn't mean anything when guys are underperforming, bro.
No, I know, but listen, that's it. When Ronaldo was flying his trade for Real Madrid, that's the first thing people threw in Real Madrid supporters' faces is listen, look at the price of Kaká and look at how much they spent in the club. You should be winning against the greatest club side of all time with Xavi and Iniesta and all this. And sure enough, eventually they did. But,
Okay.
If that's an argument against Ronaldo, then it should be an argument against Messi as well.
Okay.
So,
All right. Okay.
squad,
No, wait. Okay. Machine.
if he's truly the GOAT,
All right.
he's not.
Because I didn't actually want you to bring Cristiano in this conversation because he's not actually involved in this conversation. So, Red.
Yeah,
Can Messi inspire homeboys to a treble?
No, not anymore. He's still a phenomenal player, but he does need his team's help. He can't carry them on his own, and you saw that even versus Lyon. Like they were given space and they couldn't capitalize off that space that they were given. And I've mentioned, like Jujuman said, I've mentioned this before. Messi needs his teams to perform with him because he lost that. He can't beat players off a dribble anymore like he used to. Because 2015 Messi could, even if let's say his players are marked out, he could dribble past the midfield or the defense and create a chance on his own and finish it on his own. He can
dribble. He can dribble very well still, but the thing is, he gets dispossessed at least 8 times per game. Nobody notices this thing.
No, yeah, Machine. I see that, but that's what I'm saying. That's part of his decline because at the age in his 30s right now, it's hard for him to do that. He still has an unrivaled playmaking, unrivaled. His diagonal ball to Jordi Alba works every time. It's like Robin's cut when he cuts in on the right to the left. Like it's that diagonal ball is Messi's signature like technique. He does that to Jordi Alba. Jordi Alba makes that run, cuts back, and Suarez, Messi, whoever's in the box will finish it. But to give Messi complete credit, it's also kind of harsh because I feel like Dembele has been an unsung hero at the first half of the season. He got Barca some vital points that gave him that comfortable lead that they have right now. And of course, so I still think that Messi does need help. He can't do it on his own. Not anymore. Not anymore.
But he's not doing it. Here's the thing. And the other thing is Messi always shows up whenever Barcelona shows up. Why? Because every single play circulates through him. He gets 90 plus touches of the ball minimum each match.
And Real Madrid is the same
Barcelona shows
thing.
up when he shows up.
Real Madrid shows up to when CR7 shows up.
It's fair criticism.
Real Madrid shows up when CR7 shows
Guys,
up.
we're moving on. We're moving on. I'm gonna start.
Wait. One more.
No. We're moving on. We're moving on. So before we go, let's talk about Atletico Juventus. That's the one game I want to really look at. And now, this is where I stand personally. People are already ready to say Juve are out. They're done. They're finished. Atletico are the one team you want to trust to go into a second leg and protect it. People are being very narrow-minded. And this is what I tweeted out. We have ourselves an amazing second leg. We have ourselves an amazing Atletico. Like that second goal that Atletico, if it was 1-0, okay, cool. That second goal that Atletico scored sets us up for a fantastic second leg. For me, I feel that this could go into extra time. I do see Juventus 2-0 in 90 minutes, and then I think this goes into extra time. I think this could go all the way. So let's just say how do we? First of all, who do you blame for that loss? Do you blame Allegri, or do you feel that Atletico's and Simeone's tactical game plan was worked to perfection? Let me start with Barca.
So hello?
Yeah, Barca.
Yes.
Who do you give credit to? Juve flopping or Atletico being tactical geniuses?
I give credit to Atletico being tactical geniuses because I was just saying, wow. Like, I didn't know Atletico was going to play attacking football, and they proved me wrong. You know, I like when La Liga teams prove me wrong. And I think at the end of the game, I showed a picture of Oblak, and I said, thank you for what you've done. You've made La Liga proud. So I think they're going through. And I think.
So you don't think you don't think Juventus can be a force in Turin?
No, I think they're favorites to win the UCL. I think they're going through. They're gonna win it. They're gonna win the UCL. I see Atletico winning.
Attacking football.
This is really weird, man.
Wait. Easy. Chill. Here, how do you see this tie?
After the first leg, I have to say it's looking very, very difficult for Juventus. It was a very, very good performance by Atletico Madrid. They set up in a 4-4-2 as they usually do. To be fair, we have to talk about how fortunate Juventus were that it wasn't.
Yes.
Madrid.
That Morata goal should have stood.
The Morata goal should have stood actually, because there wasn't much of a push.
A push is a push.
Chiellini. As for Juventus, I think Bentancur and Matuidi, they didn't really play well in midfield. Pjanic, Dybala again, nowhere near as good as he should.
Flop.
Yeah, Griezmann showed him exactly how to perform.
Facts.
Yeah, I think this tie is over, if I'm honest with you, because Atletico Madrid have the tools to go to.
I sort of agree.
Okay. Sorry. Finish your point.
Yeah, I think they have the tools to go to Turin. Sit back and maybe hit them on the counter attack, because even though it's going to be difficult because they've got Diego Costa and Thomas Partey suspended, but they can go there and at least at minimum lose by 1 goal.
Okay. Daniel.
I think the game is done. Like, because Atletico Madrid are great defensive side.
So do you think Juventus can win 2-0 in 90 minutes?
Nah, I don't think they'll come back, because I think Atletico Atletico, they're a great defensive side. Defensively, Atletico, they've got one of the best, they've got one of the best defenses in the world.
Your
So,
mic.
Yeah.
no, I don't see at the Juve scoring 2 goals.
Okay. All right. Forward.
So first and foremost, HH, you owe me and Red an apology. You said, and I quote, "There's no way in hell Atletico have a chance of winning this game."
Easy. Look. I can explain, but I can't say it in public. But I can explain.
Reverse
Why do you
psychology.
I don't know why
It's
he
fine.
hates
It's fine.
Alex.
We understand.
Easy. Forward. Don't air me out. Just explain this damn
I'm
thing.
sorry.
man.
I'm sorry. I apologize. Look, onto the game. I feel like Allegri's got a hold of a massive L here. Also, shout out LG. But yeah, he's got a hold of a massive L here because I don't know why he didn't start Cancelo. The Siglo's a horrible modern day fullback.
Yeah.
I feel like to be a team like Atletico, like I said, a similar team like let's say Uruguay at the World Cup, you need whip, you need crosses into the box, and although they're good for defending crosses, that's the best way to get into the box and create maybe chances from the second ball or whatever. But again, it was a masterful display from Atletico. Again, they showed that UCL DNA. I feel like they're a great team in the knockout stages, no matter how they're performing in the league. LG is FG. And as for the second leg, I mean, it's just up to whether Juve perform. I mean, they're going to need Cancelo and Sancho to put in a good performance because Sancho was awful in the first leg. And let's see what Ronaldo can do. I mean, this is what he's all about. He's Mr. UCL, so he's got to turn up.
Hasn't. All right.
He can't carry a team one man single-handedly.
Barca, easy man, quiet, bro. Hasn't. How do you say?
Yeah. I love this. I'm so happy that Atletico managed to get the result in the end. But this game, it was totally Allegri flopped. Like, if you saw even in the first half was okay. It was pretty even, but in the second half, you just saw the difference. And Juventus in their build-up, their attack was so slow. They're moving so much slower than the Atletico midfielders, and every time they're closing them down. So obviously they weren't getting anywhere with that attack, and they have to improve that in the second leg. Obviously, Allegri also flopped in his substitutions. I don't know why he kept Dybala and De Chilio on for so long. He only brought them on like really late. Like, why? I understand not starting Cancelo because of he's horrible defensively, but why did you bring him on so late? You need a goal. You need to get back into the game, and you're keeping De Chilio on, who's so bad and making so many mistakes in the game, nearly caused the penalty. So yeah, but however, as much as I would love Atletico to go through, I do think Juventus will be able to get the job done in Turin, and it's going to go to penalties because this is the only thing they have left in the season. They're out of the cup. They've won the league. This is the thing. This is why they bought Ronaldo. This is their whole season. So and Douglas Costa is back, which is gonna be big in helping their attack. I just think that they're gonna be able to get the job done on penalties. But yeah.
Okay. Juju man.
Oh, I think what's it called? Yeah, Atleti. I give credit to Atleti. I mean, but Juventus. I mean, Allegri. Oh my! He substituted first half. Good job. Second half, I thought he would have substituted Mandzukic. He was non-existent in that game. And another part, I think Benedeschi disaster start because when he came in, I know it was the last few minutes. He was good. And Dybala, I mean, it's similar to De Bruyne. These guys have FIFA covers and they're flops. They flopped in the big games again. And for us, for the tie in the second leg, it's over. I mean,
Wait, how do you mean it's over? So you don't think Juventus can score 2 or 3 goals without reply at their crib?
I'm sure Juventus can score, but Atleti are going to score too. So if Atleti need 1 and Juventus need 4, I mean, have we ever seen Juventus score 4 goals in our life?
Yeah. Wait, can I just add? Atletico lost 4-0 away to Dortmund, so they're away.
No, but let's be fair. Let's be fair. Juventus are lucky to get out with the 2-0. This could have been at least 3. At least 3. Juventus.
It wasn't. It was only. What I saw. What Cristiano was brought in for. This is all his.
No.
He's a flipping Champions League. The last 16.
Wait, double it because Cristiano was good. I think he was the best Juventus player in that the fast game. And the one thing with the Juventus is like.
So can't Cristiano score a hat-trick in Turin?
No. He was good. Like Mandzukic didn't do anything. Like some of these players didn't do anything. Like he was the only threat that was doing anything. Yeah. As for the Juventus, their defenders got exposed big time. They got exposed big time because they don't have pace.
No.
That-
But
they
Jujuman,
don't have
I'm
pace.
asking you,
That-
Jujuman, I'm asking you,
Two
why
set
can't
pieces.
Cristiano score a hat trick in the second leg?
Because I'm not sure their team. And I say this in the group stages. His teammates are not good enough because they barely. I mean, that loss to United was the reason I was skeptical about this team because they had so many chances. They should have beaten United 5-0 instead of losing 2-0. And it showed again. These players are the players around Ronaldo. Some of them are not good enough. They're not good enough. What's his name? Pjanic. He gets praised like the best midfielder in the world. Was a no-show. That's arguably the biggest game.
He had
of
a
the year.
fever.
No, I don't care about favors. I don't care if he's dying. He needs to show up.
Yeah, Juju. Come on
The
now.
other part is, I'm just concerned how Juventus defenders they were exposed, and I mean, unless Morata is injured, it'll cause them problems. He will cause them problems, and I'm not sure they have a solution for that.
Yo, let me tell you guys. Let me tell you something.
Kadim.
Oh, okay. Let me tell you something, HH.
Okay, machine.
I think people are underestimating what a momentous achievement it would be for Juventus to come back against this Atletico team, which is it's the cagiest, arguably the most defensive team on the planet. And Juventus aren't a particularly high-scoring team, so it's like the miracle on ice. But
So can they do it? Yes or no? Can Juve turn it around? Yes or no?
I mean, everything's possible, and the only way they can turn it around, you know how it is. But yeah, it's Ronaldo. It's on Ronaldo.
And the refs, there's no way they're doing it.
All right, okay. Red.
Yeah. I just want to say it's such a Ronaldo thing to come back and score a hat trick, his first for Juve. But I do think Juve are going through on this time. I said Atletico last game that they would win 1-0, but I feel like Juve are going through, and this is why. One, Partey is out. Partey has been vital for Madrid. So
no Costa.
No Costa. Even though I think Costa being out might be a bit of a blessing for Atleti because he's not been very good, but he's coming off an injury, so who knows?
But then Juve don't have Alexandro. Alexandro is out.
Well, Alexandro is actually that's a benefit for Juve.
He's been awful. I gotta accept that.
Yeah. So, but HH, the biggest point is I'm hearing that Simeone might be banned from the return leg because of his celebration.
Yeah.
That's not confirmed. So these could be these could play a factor in Juve coming back.
But actually, so you can't grab your balls on the side.
Yeah, what was wrong with that celebration? That
Exactly. I don't get that.
Wait.
We don't know yet if he's going to be banned. I think they're just appealing for it, but I don't know if he's going to be banned or not. But if that does go through, that's going to be a big blow to Atleti. So and especially away in Turin, man. Like, remember in the last thing I said, it's about who does it best because both teams. At home, they're very hard to play against because the crowd is behind them 100%. They'll play to frustrate you, and they'll play the villain, and they'll bully you. Which you saw they did that to Juve. Costa was constantly antagonizing the defenses. They were very rough on the Juve players. I feel like that may punish them because I think the Juve players are now going to come in with sort of fire in their belly, and they're going to want to respond against this team.
I'll respond, Red. Wait, I'll respond, Red. First of all, how? Because we know Juventus are good, but how are they going to stop? Because they have to press now. They're the ones that are looking for a goal. So everyone here expects Juve to score 4 goals against Atleti that sits back. And another thing
for a goal, bro.
Exactly.
No. Wait. Another thing. Like Griezmann is going to release Morata every time, and Juventus have no pace to keep up with that. If you find a solution for that, then I'll agree with you. But they cannot do anything.
Chiellini on his day is unbeatable.
So no, he cannot keep up with Morata. He cannot keep up with pace.
But
Chiellini isn't the
They're too fast.
He's good, but let's just be real.
Can I say something?
And then wait, let me finish. And because the one thing everyone says Chiellini can keep up, but I was shocked how when Griezmann every time he releases Morata, Juventus players cannot do anything. They can't do anything, and that was a big flaw. They were exposed.
But I want to say one thing. One thing is I'm not worried about Chiellini. I'm worried about Bonucci. He was the flop. Bonucci was the flop. Like the fact that Juve sold Benatia and kept Bonucci is
Bonucci is
like,
big mistake. Can I just say something and agree with Juju, man? The thing I was the most shocked by was just the lack of desire by every single person there, barring Ronaldo.
Yeah, no, that's what
exactly.
no, that's what Piero said. No,
Nobody
Piero
was
was
running.
said.
You know, and you know, Atletico. If you can't fault them for anything other than you definitely can't fault them for lack of desire. You know, that's the one thing that Simeone can instill in these guys is just like a rabid, you know, fighting spirit.
Shout out to
Look,
Chesney's save on Griezmann's chip.
The problem.
Okay,
The problem.
Barca, you wanted to talk. Barca, talk.
Yeah. Look, the problem with Juventus is Ronaldo requires special balls to be played to him. He requires that
No.
a Modric
Easy,
gives
let him
him
land.
a
Let him
good
land.
long.
Let him land.
He requires a Modric gives him a good long ball. He requires players like a Marcelo to give him a good.
He requires what every attacker requires.
Look,
Requires
he requires so many good.
Every
he
player needs
requires
that.
so many good-
Okay,
No,
so
no, no,
Barca,
no.
why can't Cancelo or Bentancur or Dybala provide this for him? They've been providing it for him in the Serie. He has 16 Gs in the Serie A.
Because they
They're
don't
not good
speed
enough.
they're not good enough, and also they don't speed their play up. Ronaldo wants the ball like quick and fast, so that
So how has he
can-
gotten 16 Gs in the Serie A if he doesn't get service?
because
His movement.
his movements, yes, his off the ball movements is what's helping him. Nobody's giving him good balls, good through balls, good long balls in order to score goals. You get me?
But
Yeah, and-
yes, wait, all I'm saying is that this is Turin. I am not going to ignore the fact that Atletico are amazing at home, but Dortmund sacrificed to them when they went to their crib. Juventus know what's on the line.
But
If easy, let me land, baby. If Juventus and Cristiano gets knocked out in the round of 16, do you know how embarrassing that would be?
Allegri should do it.
And because there is so much on the line, I feel Juventus are going to come up with their A-star game. Not their A game, their A-star game.
But they will, of course. They
or
will.
or double it.
Atletico
Okay,
have
let's
everything
say
to play for.
yeah.
Atletico
Okay,
have everything to play for. They're not fighting for the league. They need the UCL.
Okay. Judgment, go.
Yeah. Okay. Let's say Juventus somehow beat Atleti. What are they going to do? Like
then they're
Neymar? No, they're no favorites.
No. Let me. Thank you, Judgment.
You
Thank
think-
you. I love you so
wait.
Let me reply.
Yeah.
Let me reply. If Juventus turn this around, based on everybody counted them out, they are
They're not.
strong. They are the team to be feared.
No, I disagree. Wait, you think this defense can handle Neymar? Neymar
Judgment,
will destroy them.
Judgment, let me say it
You
again.
think they can handle Neymar?
Let me say it again.
Neymar versus
If
the Chilio.
Juventus, because you've written them off. You say they are gone. Everybody's written them off. If
They're
come
done.
back and
They'll go to the final and lose again.
let's say they smack Atletico like 5-1.
No.
Everybody should now fear them.
They'll just go to the
Yeah,
final and lose again. They'll go to the final and lose again.
I agree.
Okay, right.
So I just wanted to agree with Juju, man. Like PSG are clear favorites for no matter what happens in this
Red,
tie.
please, no, don't be
Yeah.
HH, I'm sorry. I just saw the future. HH. PSG are winning the Champions League. Neymar's winning Copa America. He's winning that Ballon d'Or, and Messi and Ronaldo will be no longer here. Like that's it. They'll be out.
Wait.
Red, you can't do that, no, Red.
And what is it called? Because if what's his name? He couldn't handle Costa. How do you think they'll handle Neymar? The Chilio's career will be finished. Like it's not even funny. This Juventus defense is a big concern because that fast leg performance it shocked me. I expected better. I expected this to be either a draw.
Look. This way I see it. I believe that since I've probably been watching the Champions League, this has been the most open Champions League I think there's ever been. Yeah. Like when I was growing up, it was all about AC Milan, Juventus.
Hey.
Those are the teams that you feared. Then it shifted a bit to Man United, Chelsea. Then we now saw the dominance of Barcelona. Real
Milan is coming back.
But this is the one season where is there a team to be feared? There isn't a team
Barcelona.
to be feared. No.
Please.
There is no team.
Only semis. I think we'll make semis, but not.
There's no team. So look, that's where guys. I'm out. I'll see.